Satnam Karta Purakha Nirabho Niraver Akal Murata Ajuni Sabham Gur Prasad Japa Ad Sacha Jugad Sacha है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु ज्ञान ध्यान के कर्म न जाना सार न जाना तेरी सबते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक जिन गल राखी मेरी सबते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक जिन गल राखी मेरी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह गुरु रूप प्यारी साध संगत जी. Today we are gathered again during the ambrosial hours of Amritullah in Sat Sangat to sing the praises of Maharaj, and in doing so we've also listened to the Katha and Kirtana of Guru Sahib as we approach the 350th Shahidi Diyara, marking the ultimate sacrifice of martyrdom that the ninth Master Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj gave to the Sikh Panth and the world to practice whatever faith they wanted to do so with peace. We have been covering their amazing itihas, reflecting on their teachings, their sikhya, from which we can reflect and learn many things, and when implemented we can make strides in essence to achieve mukti, to achieve liberation. So, as we have been listening to the Katha, yesterday we heard the itihas of Dirmal and Singh plotting to attack Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, and then we looked at the amazing miracles and the compassion that Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj showed, that even when they were attacked, they didn't show any anger or any jealousy or any sense of vengeance against Dirmal or Sihamasan, but rather when Bhai Labana looted Dirmal and gained all of Dirmal's possessions, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj said to return everything and anything that included Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's possessions as well. Then we looked at the Kalamat, the miracle that Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj showed at the river, where they placed Sri Guru Adi Sahib Ji Maharaj within the river, and then after made the Granth Baragat to Dirmal, when Dirmal did an ardas that included Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So today we'll continue the Katha to look at the next coming Sakhya of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, after crossing the river Bias, they then further come across the river Satluj, which they crossed that as well. And then they come across a beautiful scenery where you have river banks, mountains on either side. And then when seeing this place, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj said there's a lot of Anand here. And then that was the place that was known as Anandpur Sahib. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj went and approached the owners of the land, with the Sangha to purchase that land that we know as Anandpur Sahib today. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, during the establishment of Anandpur Sahib, then received the official mark of being the Guru from Baba Buddha Ji's lineage. So from the first all the way to the fifth, the sixth Gurus, Baba Buddha Ji were the individual who established the Gurus. As we heard about the ceremony that established the next Guru from the previous rather, And then it was Baba Chanda ji and Baba Guruditta ji that gave Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj a dastar, bows and arrows, amongst other things, officially certifying Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj being the next Guru. There's many Sakya that come around during this time. One includes a Masand in the region of Gabal. They didn't know who the true Guru was, and they wanted to show their allegiance to the true Guru. So they sent two Sangats, one Sangat towards Bhai Birmal, and then the other Sangat to Baba Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. Both of them gave Birmal and Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj their offerings and donations respectfully. And in return, they received many gifts as well, many blessings, which included a dastar, one from Birmal and one from Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. And then the Masand did an ardas. They didn't know who the true Guru was at that time, but they said to Maharaj, Maharaj, please give me a sign. And they weighed both of the dastara. And then it was due to the Masand Sarda that they got an answer. When they weighed both of the dastara, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's dastar turned out to be heavier, signifying that they could bear the responsibility of the Guruship and that they were the true Guru. So Sangataji, when Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj settled in Anandpur Sahib, there was an evening, a night, where Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, in their place of rest, were resting. During one of the nights, a vile and vicious-like smell, you can say, a very foul smell, arose in the atmosphere of where Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was resting. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj grabbed the nearest kapra that they could get to, the nearest piece of cloth, and covered their face. That's how bad the smell was. And just on the outskirts of their dharamsala, if you would like, there was a demon, and that demon was, as described in Surah Al-Prakash, a huge figure with red matted hair, with the most disgusting eyes that you can imagine, with a red tongue, with a pot belly, with bones and skulls in their hands. And this demon said to their wife, watch this, I'm going to scare the Guru, and we're going to eat him, we're going to have a feast tonight. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj evoked the spirit of Biras, and they picked up the bow and arrow, and in Biras and said, who goes there? Who are you? What do you want? And then the demon got afraid because he realized that this was not a normal individual. Because Sangataji, individuals like myself, when in that situation, would probably get scared. And anyone but the Guru would get scared in that situation. The demon realized that this person is way more powerful than they initially anticipated, because it's only someone who's really powerful and very brave that can actually stand up against a demon of such a hideous figure and such a scary appearance. So, Sangataji, when Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj asked this demon about who they were and what they wanted, the demon then replied that their name was Makko, that they were a demon known by the name as Makko, and that they resided in the village at the city of Anandpur Sahib that was known later, but previous to that it was known as Makkowal, because this demon, this beast, they did a Raj over that land for over 700 years. They said, I've been here for over 700 years and I've had no trouble. But it's when your Guru Sikhs read Gurbani, it's when you get your Guru Sikhs that are imbued with Nam Simran, it's when they focus on the Creator, when they do their bhakti, when they do their prayers, it hurts me. I can't stand this. It doesn't give me any peace. You guys need to leave. And so Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj responded and saying that's not going to happen, but rather ordered the demon to leave and to go to Sirhind, where then later on we'll hear how Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj dealt with the demons that all relocated in the city of Sirhind. knowing that there was no one greater than Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj at that time, and knowing that they were definitely more powerful than themselves, the Dain that Mako Dain accepted, but then had one Benti. They said, please Maharaj, I've stayed here for over 700 years. Let there be some sort of nishani, some sort of symbol about me being here. I've been over here for 700 years. And Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, being the compassionate nature that we've already established, already heard about, said that those individuals who aren't Sikhs, that would practice non-Sikh practices, will know this place to be Makrawar. But those individuals who are Guru Sikhs, who believe in Sikhi, will know this land to be Anandpur Sahib. So from that day forward, that Nagar, you can say, that city of Anandpur Sahib was established officially. Over time, as we've seen in the past as well, with Sri Harmandir Sahib and the city of Amritsar Sahib being established, the Gurus didn't hold back when it came to investing in the cities. The Gurus didn't hold back when it came to investing into the Sangat. And Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, a lot of Sangat followed them. A lot of Sangat's beta followed them. And Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj reinvested this into the Panth. He gave it to individuals to buy homes. He gave it to individuals to start businesses. He invested into making the biggest and greatest Gurukars that we can see today. The architecture is beyond human imagination and human creation. And the Gurus established this. In the same way, the city of Anandpur Sahib was undergoing a great creation for which the fruits can be seen today when we go to India. During the construction, a bead asked one of the individuals who were making the construction, a construction worker, they said, who's responsible for these big buildings? Who's responsible for all of this mass expenditure? And the bead said, so why? And the construction worker replied to the bead and said, it's Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, the ninth master, the ninth Guru of the Sikhs, the current Guru who sits on the throne of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And the bead said, for someone who's meant to be detached, for someone who's meant to lead the path of liberation and guide people to liberation, how can someone be bound down to worldly creations? How can someone responsible for being a guru create such buildings and essentially blind the Sangat with Maya, with money? And the construction worker at that time didn't have an answer. But then later on, during, you could say, an evening divan, when they had darshan of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they asked the question, they said, Maharaj, this is what I've been asked. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj said, when you come across this bead again, please bring him to me and tell him to come to me and ask the question. And then doing so the next day, when the construction worker met that bead, he was then told and asked to go to Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, where they'll get the answer to all of their questions. The bead was a bit shaken because he was scared of the Guru. He wanted to have answers, but respectfully, he didn't want to cause any offense either. And because he didn't know where the conversation would go. So when arriving and having darshan of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj gave that bead an opportunity to speak and ask their questions. And in doing so, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj asked about their lineage and said, who are you, where are you from? And which the bead described that they're Sahib and that they're from the lineage from the Prophet Muhammad, from the Islamic religion. And they asked many questions, questions that we won't be able to go into today. But after a few questions back and forth, they came to the question where the bead asked Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they said, why are you creating so many buildings? This isn't a path of spirituality, this isn't a path of detachment, but rather it's a path of those individuals who are stuck in this illusion of Maya. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj then ordered that bead to say, if you want answers, lie down here. And that bead lied down, and then in that next moment, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj and that bead migrated, you can say, to an alternative realm, to which they saw an individual sitting on a throne. And that person you can say, can be described as a king. As sitting on a throne, they had loads of people doing their seva at their service. They were sitting down on a throne and people were doing Jor Sahib seva over this individual. And the speed asked that person and said, how come you have so many servants at your doorstep? Why do people show you so much respect? How did you get so much power? How did you get so much money? And how come you're so great? And that individual then reflected and said, these are the rewards of my previous life. And that said, in my previous form, they were a lion. And they had a den that was a cave that was tightly sealed where no air could go in, no water could go in. And that one day they were going out to hunt a deer. And on their arrival back to their cave, they realized that there were two saints that had taken shelter. Because Sangatji, at that time, there was a lot of rain. You can say there was a rainstorm, there was a lot of hail, it was very cold. And two sadhus, they realized that this cave belonged to a lion, but they decided to take the shelter there anyway, knowing the risks. And the lion said, when I walked into my den, I heard the two saints speaking. And he realized that these individuals are saintly people, these guys are godlike individuals, and that they should have, and then he said there was something to do, an inner voice told him to allow the saints to have that cave for that night to rest. And the lion then left that cave and decided to rest outside. But in that cold, during that cold night, that lion passed away. And those sadhus, those saints, after this rain stopped, came out of that cave and saw that lion and realized the sacrifice, the qurbani that lion did. And then they wished great things upon them. And it was because of those great blessings, it's because of the seva that lion did, giving shelter to the sadhus, that the lion in the next form then experienced all of these great blessings as sitting on the throne as they did, as they had individuals doing their Jor Sahib seva, because of the seva that they did in their Pishle Janam. So Sangatji, the essence of this is that the Veer woke up and realized the greatness of what Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj were doing, that they were creating these dharamsala, these gurdwara, these places of rest, you can say, to do the seva of saints and sadhus. Because all over the world, many sadhus, many Guru Sikhs go to Anandapur Sahib for darshan, and they'll utilize these places of rest. And for us, a key takeaway is the greatness of seva. No seva is any smaller than the rest. And to reflect the greatness of doing seva of sadhus, of Guru Sikhs. So that can be anything as small as, you could say, doing Jorya di seva of the Sangat, all the way to making the langar of Sangat, distributing langar to the Sangat, and many more. The idea is to do a seva of Sangat, to do seva of your stars, to do seva of your Guru Bhai, to do seva of your parents, because the rewards of these seva are countless. And so Sangatji, with the Sangat then joining to Siddhi Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, and the expansion as the Nagara, the city of Anandpur Sahib, Dheermal grew even more jealous. He was losing power, he was losing Sangat. And then they reflected and they asked Sihamasan that how was this possible? They reflected, they said, our Jaja Ji, they were always detached. They were considered to be incompetent. They said, how can someone who's been detached all their times, how can someone who's been worthless all this time and be incompetent all of this time, is able to establish a city that is vibrating, that is so vibrant as Anandpur Sahib? It doesn't make any sense to them. And Dheermal said, look, we've tried everything, we've tried to kill him, we need another plan. And they said to Sihamasan, please guide us and generate an idea that we can actually implement now to win back the Sangat. And Sihamasan, even though after attempting to assassinate the Guru 2 times, and the outcomes of that being a failure, still was in a lot of hankar, had a lot of arrogance, and said, don't worry to Dirmal, and said, I am a person who knows everything, and I can find a solution for this as well. And so they devised a plan, and they said, we need to get in contact with Ram Rai and with the Emperor of Aurangzeb. With their support, we can take down Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. So that will be a sakhi that will continue in the next Katha. So whilst doing Katha today, Das would have made many mistakes, and for that, I'll ask for your guys' forgiveness. If I've offended anyone in any way, please forgive me. Beinti is to the Sangha to please bless me with darshan again, and that to keep me in their Ardasa, so that, as VG said before as well, that we may, all of us, improve in our seva going forward, Ji. So, ਅੱਖਰ ਵੱਡਾ ਘਾਟਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ